Ramon, a problem with communism and socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money to spend.
Over the weekend, Treasury came out and said, we have no more money, and therefore municipalities and governmental departments need to stop hiring people, need to stop building infrastructure projects, and also just stop spending money generally. Now, Byron, it's like less than a year before the next election. How on earth, politically, is this thing a reality? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
So Treasury came out and said, guys, we ran out of taxpayers and we don't have any money. We're counting on a commodity boom. It didn't happen. You should probably stop spending money because you keep asking for above inflation pay rises. So Cyril came out and he obviously had an answer. And that was, austerity isn't necessarily the only way we can fix this.
Well, I mean, another way to fix it is to hyperinflate the currency and go full-blown Zimbabwe. That's also a possibility. Ironically, the government could actually do that with the South African Reserve Bank, but they've chosen not to. And the governor of the Reserve Bank is quite a fiscal hawk, so he is not likely to do so either. And they renewed his contract for another 5 years 2 years ago. So for now, Treasury and the South African Reserve Bank are fairly safe from hyperinflating the currency. But fundamentally, the ANC has a huge problem in terms of it is largely a rent-seeking organization for voters. How much can voters extract from the state? That rent-seeking's taps have been turned off by Treasury in a small way, but I think it's going to be in a more fundamental way very, very soon.
There's a grand number of grand ironies here, mate. There are other ways you could, boost the economy. So let's think about this. We could drop BEE, go full hog on the private sector. We could strengthen property rights and encourage people to stay and not to immigrate by calling for their slaughter of certain ethnic people every 5 minutes. Now, let's not do any of that.
No. We're not going to do any of that. So what we're going to do is have a moratorium on grifting in the state. That's going to fix the problem. No, it's not. The irony is, if the ANC becomes right-wing, fiscally and culturally, they're going to get 70% of the election in time to come. But they're just so wedded to the National Democratic Revolution that they are quite willing to spend all our taxpayers' money on Buffalo and bullshit like that. And it's going to make them lose the election because they cannot have any other way to get out of this fiscal debt trap that South Africa is in. All our money as taxpayers have just gone to cadres for 30 years. Now there's no more money to go to cadres anymore.
Which makes me ask a fundamental question, Ramon. Do you think now that the Treasury said, guys, we're out of cash, we couldn't finance buying chappies for the Department of Transport? What we should probably do is cut all of our budgets and possibly just not pay people, like the ANC does. Maybe that might fix things. And so Cyril goes, I got a bright idea. Let's have NHI.
I mean, other ways to, shrink the deficit is like maybe sell more weapons to Russia, or, I don't know, frack the Karoo, or frack, the gas outside of Mossel Bay. Like, I don't know, there's like so many things we could do, but the solution for the ANC is, no, actually, we're going to do NHI that costs 300 billion rand that we don't have, and also we're going to expropriate productive property and give it over to our cadres, because, when you run out of money, the best thing to do is expropriate productive businesses. Like, why is the ANC so retarded? Like, I just don't get it. It's just retardation to the 0 degree. And yeah, that baffles my mind.
I'm glad you said that, Ramon, because at the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, you missed a fantastic weekend. Remember that stupid retard known as Sisulu? Sorry, actually I got the name wrong. Remember that stupid retard Zulu, who is like in charge of social housing? Well, she said that the Joburg fire was the result of apartheid. Because you see, that's what's happening now, Ramon. You see, the ANC's up for the last how many years, since 94. And they're like, you know what? We need someone to blame. So what we're going to do is blame apartheid. The problem is, mate, even the most stupid, low-grade, moronic moron in this country now recognizes Singapore built an entire country in 30 years. The ANC destroyed one in 30 years. So the apartheid excuse has really run its course now, and everybody's just groaning when they hear it. So why are they saying it? Well, it's not because people are buying it, because people aren't. The reason why they're saying it is, mate, these guys have no freaking idea what the fuck to do. They cooked in their head. They know the books don't match. They know the economy is screwed. They have zero ideas on how to fix it without breaking the party in three. Because they know, you cannot tell me that these fruitcakes don't know what they need to do to fix the country. They know. But they also know that the minute they go full hog, I mean, can you imagine one of the ANC cadres going, no, we don't support BEE. Mate, they would just split the party in 20. You know, like, let's just go all in on property rights. Well, there goes the South African Communist Party. Let's, just go out there and try to promote the private sector. Well, there goes all the cadres. Mate, the ANC knows exactly what's wrong. They're just powerless to fix it because they're a bunch of tools.
There are a bunch of tools, but the thing that will break the camel's back is, according to the Treasury, no more hikes for the civil servants whatsoever. So the ANC have been trying to do this for a number of years. There's been strikes. They give like a little bit more than usual. But now Treasury is saying, look, taps are finished. So what I want to see is the ethnic civil war between Kusatu, the Communist Party, and the ANC. And hopefully it will be mutually assured destruction, and hopefully the public sector servants who go on strike burn down all the government buildings, because that's where they work. Essentially, South Africa becomes a stateless society, as we predicted so long ago. I mean, as a nationalist, it hurts me, but I know for a fact the ANC does not represent my interest at all as a nationalist, as a South African, and therefore they need to just footsack. And hopefully they can just eat each other in time for 2024.